Today we're going to take an in-depth look at my guests' reactions after they fail a lie detector test. I have Dan Ribicoff, my lie detector administrator, with me, and we're looking at 4 specific reactions: fight, flight, freeze, and surrender. Let's start with one of the easiest reactions to spot: flight. Dan, why don't you tell us about that?
Sure, Steve. We all have primal instincts that are in us. They've been there since the caveman days. When we perceive danger or feel threatened, they kick in automatically. In the case of flight, basically we just run away. You're right, Steve. A deceptive person hides behind his lies. He uses them as a mask. When a polygraph result is read, then the mask is taken away from that person. So not only does he run, but this guy turns his head and body away from you as he speaks. That too is a primal reaction.
Took a little bit of encouragement, but Angel did confess.
Well, Steve, you were very persuasive, and his wife was very calm. Those 2 factors made Angel realize that his best choice here was to surrender and admit his guilt. That confession came incrementally, though. He denied it at first, he confessed about thinking about doing it, then he confessed about fooling around, and eventually he confessed to what he had done.
So far, we've seen 2 specific reactions to failing a lie detector test: flight and surrender. But now we're going to look at the most explosive reaction: fight.
A fight, Steve, is the most explosive and extreme reaction. That happens when a person is threatened. Their adrenaline kicks in, and they want to fight their way out of that situation as they perceive it to be dangerous. Just like an animal, they lash out when they're cornered. There we just saw a person who is obviously violent, and when his lies are exposed, he reacts just as I would have expected him to. He tries to physically dominate others in making them believe what he says. Those are the most dangerous types of liars.
Dan, tell us about freeze.
Steve, I best equate this reaction to the deer in the headlights. When a person is judged deceptive, they don't know what to do and how to react. So they're stunned as they are unable to continue to deceive others.
This guy just failed for molesting his daughter, and all it seemed like he could say was, wow, wow. He just kept saying it over and over. One word: wow.
Well, Steve, that reaction is a passive one. When he says wow repeatedly, and then he continues to deny that he molested his daughter. This reaction offers a person the time to think and assess the situation. It can lead to continued denial, as we have seen in this clip. Other times it can be followed by fight, flight, or surrender. Steve, this segment showed us a person who was devious, manipulative, and most importantly, fearful of losing the good things that he has. When his lies were exposed, he could no longer maintain his fake appearance of being a good guy. Steve, your incredible interviewing skills brought forth his confession that he did cheat and was in it only for the money. He eventually surrendered after you applied pressure.
So tell us, Dan, what reaction is this?
Actually, Steve, this segment showed all of the primal reactions. He becomes argumentative and aggressive at first, although he doesn't physically fight. He then freezes as he thinks about how to best get himself away from the threat that he's now facing. He surrenders and admits to cheating with 3 women. Then ultimately there's flight, where he runs away and he realizes that he's been exposed as a deceptive person.
Thanks, Dan. So there you have it, an in-depth look at different reactions that guests have after failing a lie detector test. So when you watch my show, see if you can spot these reactions: fight, flight, freeze, and surrender.